millionaire's son never walked until the new maid did the impossible. The first thing Leonard Graves noticed when he stepped into his penthouse that rainy afternoon wasn't the silence. It was the laughter. High-pitched, breathless giggles. He froze in the hallway, briefcase still in hand, shoes soaked from the downpour. His tailored navy suit clung to his frame, but he didn't move. He hadn't heard that sound in years, not since his wife passed away, and certainly not from his son. Slowly, he made his way toward the living room, and that's when he saw them. His 3-year-old son, Elliot, fragile, pale, and blonde, was balanced on someone's feet, laughing uncontrollably. His legs, once limp and still, were now straightened, knees bending slightly, his body bouncing with joy. The woman underneath him, lying flat on her back with her legs raised in the air, was Amara, the new maid, a young black woman. No medical degrees, no special qualifications. Just a quiet voice and steady, patient hands. She was laughing with him. Her dark hair was tied back with a white headband, and her jeans creased slightly as she shifted, keeping Elliot steady like a little airplane on her feet. Leonard's heart skipped a beat. This wasn't therapy. This was something entirely different. She gently lowered Elliot, rolled him off her legs, and helped him stand. Not holding, not guiding, just letting him be. He didn't fall. Leonard felt the ground beneath him tilt. Elliot stood there on 2 feet, glowing, breathing, smiling. The same boy who hadn't taken a step in 3 years. The boy doctors said could walk but wouldn't. The boy Leonard had nearly given up hope on. Amara looked up and finally noticed him standing in the doorway. Her smile didn't fade. "Hi," she said softly, like greeting a neighbor, not her boss. What is this?" Leonard asked, his voice caught somewhere between awe and disbelief. Elliot turned toward him. He didn't run, but he walked. 3 small, wobbly steps straight into Leonard's arms. The briefcase dropped to the floor with a dull thud as Leonard knelt down, catching his son before he could fall. Elliot laughed again. Leonard held him close, arms trembling. He looked up at Amara, speechless. "I don't understand," he whispered. "You don't need to," she replied gently. "Just hold him." Leonard stood, holding his son tighter than he had in months. Everyone had said it was psychological, that Elliot wasn't ready, that nothing would work. Amara stood up, brushing her hands on her jeans. "Elliot didn't need therapy," she said softly. "He needed play. He needed presence." Leonard stared at her. "How did you get him to trust you?" he asked. She tilted her head, her voice calm. "I didn't try to fix him. I just listened," Amara said. "He taught me how to speak his language." Leonard's throat tightened. He remembered the long line of therapists, the cold clinical terms, the endless tests, the stack of insurance forms. He remembered walking past the nursery, hearing silence behind the door, and choosing not to stop. "I kept trying to save him with money," he said quietly. Amara nodded. "But he needed something that doesn't cost anything." Leonard sank into the couch, still holding Elliot, now curled up against his chest, peaceful and warm. "Why?" he asked. "Why did you care so much?" Amara hesitated, then sat down across from him, crossing her legs. "I lost a child," she said softly. Leonard's breath caught. "He wasn't mine biologically," she continued. "I was a live-in nanny for a little boy named Jordan. He had the same eyes as Elliot, the same fear of sound, the same silence." She looked down at her hands. His parents didn't believe in patience. They let him fall behind, ignored the signs. When I asked them to slow down, they fired me. A year later, he died in a hospital bed. Leonard sat silently, staring. "I wasn't there when he left," she added, "and I've never forgiven myself for that." Her eyes shifted back to Elliot. "When I saw your son, I saw him." Leonard blinked quickly, fighting the tear that slipped out anyway. "I don't deserve this," he said. "Not this moment, not his steps." Amara's gaze stayed steady. "Maybe not," she replied, "but he does." A quiet settled over the room. Outside, the rain began to ease. Inside, something else cracked, not in Elliot, but in Leonard. The steel shell, the executive mask, the emotional distance. "I haven't been a father," he whispered. "Just a man living in the same house." "You still have time," she said gently. Elliot stirred in his arms, looked up, yawned, and nestled back into him. Leonard looked at Amara again. "You're not just a maid," she shrugged. "I'm not trying to be anything. You did what none of the specialists could." "I didn't heal him," she said. "I just gave him space to find himself." Leonard looked down at his son, then back at her. His voice was quiet, but sure. "Thank you." Amara stood slowly. "He'll need consistency," she said. "He's still scared, not of walking anymore, but of being left behind." Leonard swallowed hard. "I'll stay home," he said. "More often." Amara nodded, though she didn't smile. "He'll know if you mean it," Amara said. Leonard kissed the top of Elliot's head. "I do," he whispered, and this time he truly did. The next morning, the house felt different. Not because of the warm sunlight pouring through the tall windows. Not because of the soft hum of Amara's voice as she made pancakes in the kitchen. But because Leonard Graves hadn't left. He was still home. He sat cross-legged on the rug, sleeves rolled up, tie discarded, crisp white shirt wrinkling as he leaned forward, just watching. Elliot was stacking blocks all by himself. Leonard didn't speak. He didn't interrupt. He was simply there. Elliot reached too far for the next block and toppled over. Leonard tensed, ready to jump in, but stopped. Elliot sat up on his own and smiled, then tried again. Leonard blinked quickly. That had never happened before. From the doorway, Amara stood with a towel in her hands, watching. "You look surprised," she said. "I am," Leonard admitted softly. "I used to think he was broken." "He was never broken," Amara replied gently. "He was just waiting for someone to slow down." Leonard stood slowly. "I rushed everything, his recovery, his childhood, even his grief." Amara didn't say anything. He looked over at her. "How do I make that right?" She stepped closer and handed him a small toy dinosaur. "You don't fix it," she said. "You stay. You show up. That's enough." Leonard returned to the rug, holding the toy out. Elliot took it, then crawled into his lap like he belonged there. No fear, no pause, just trust. "I can't believe I almost missed this," Leonard whispered. "But you didn't," Amara said. "You're here now." A moment passed. Then Leonard turned to her. "Will you stay? As his nanny?" she asked, a hint of amusement in her tone. "No," he said, more serious now. "As part of our lives." Amara's smile faded. "I never planned for this to be permanent," she said carefully.